Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing, and this is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 253. You are stronger than you think. Welcome to the main event.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
You are stronger than you think. First of all, what does strength mean to you? It could be physical strength, mental strength, emotional strength. I'm sure there's many other types of strengths, but to not complicate things, we're pretty much focusing on those three: physical, mental, emotional. What does strength mean to you in any of those areas? What extra strength would you love to bring into your life? Why do we underestimate ourselves? Why are we so cruel to ourselves? Why do we think that we are weak and others are strong? And we look at others and we see the strength that they have, and we don't see the strength that's in us or could be in us. You know, you've survived this far in your life. You've survived this long. I'm sure you've had many trials and tribulations. I'm sure you've overcome many difficulties. Much negativity, many problems, many mistakes. That is life. So that's another example of how you are stronger than you think. But why do we tear ourselves down? And I guess it's because we live in our own minds, we live in our own bodies, and you know, on a day-to-day basis, it's easy not to feel strong in any of these areas, or because we experience a range of human emotions and we don't get to walk in other people's shoes. So we don't get to see whether, you know, because of you know, the brave faces that other people are putting on, or they're not advertising the negativity, or the social media feeds. It's very easy to misunderstand and to think that, you know, everyone else is, you know, just experiencing the strengths of life, that they just have all the strength in the world to be able to deal with everything while you're there struggling. And the truth of the matter is, everybody struggles. So you have your easy times, you have your hard times, you have your happy times, you have your sad times. This is life. But when you look around, all you're going to see displayed is other people's happy times, successful times, good times. People tend not to give you the full picture. So, you know, human potential is absolutely massive. Now, when you hear that again, you might think of other people. But yes, now I'm going to put this in air quotes and in inverted commas. Normal people, if there's any such thing as normal people, obviously there isn't. But normal people have massive potential. You, me, everybody. It's not just, you know, the obvious successes that had massive human potential. You have massive human potential, should you wish to believe it and follow it through and access it. Obviously you can watch, you can read, you can study motivational pieces about, again, in inverted commas, ordinary people succeeding, which can help greatly. It's very easy to look at somebody who's already a success and to chart why you think it was so obvious that they were going to be a success. But many successful people think they're ordinary people. Again, in inverted commas, most successful people think that they're normal people. So this is the reason why it should open it up to everybody and everybody's mentality. You shouldn't just think that, you know, success is for the successful. Rich and wealth is for people who are already rich and wealthy. You will hear that all the time. You know, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And that kind of a mindset can help you from, you know, not being able to break through that glass ceiling. I come from the kickboxing world, as most of you know at this stage, you know, and I've coached for a long time, kickboxing. And within minutes of meeting somebody who wants to take up kickboxing for the first time, within minutes, it's possible to have pretty much everybody, 99% of people, punching and kicking harder than they realized they could. And that's only in a matter of minutes. It's human nature to underestimate ourselves. Self-limiting belief is very strong in a lot of people. Having a lack of self-awareness. You know, it is very hard to achieve what you don't even believe to be possible. And sure, why would you even try if you lacked the belief in the possibility of even being able to succeed? So mindset plays an absolutely massive part in holding you back or accelerating you forward when it comes to being stronger than you think you are. So, yeah, physical strength. I suppose it's the most obvious of all of the strengths. It's one of the reasons why people get involved in combat sports to prove their physical strength. Mental strength, of course, but we'll stick with the physical strength example with the combat sports. Same with triathletes, another very, very physically demanding sport. Majority of sports are very, very physically demanding. And in a lot of these cases, you know, a lot of the combat sports athletes, like myself, I never intended in getting involved in combat sport. It was just a natural offshoot of practicing martial arts and getting to a certain level. It was just, you know, it was going to happen. And it happens when your confidence increases and you want to see what you can achieve based on all the training that you've done. And the same when it comes to, you know, triathlons, triathletes, you know, push themselves. They want to see basically physically what kind of a level they can push themselves to. Obviously there's mental strength in all those sports as well, but a lot of mental strength come, and a lot of the lessons, you know, about mental strength is when you really grow is when you've just overcome hardships, you know, and it's hardships that help shape your personality, whether you like it or not. It's generally overcoming tough times, overcoming problems that really shape who you are and really give you that mental strength. And mental strength comes from experience. So does emotional strength. You know, emotional strength being an example of that would be basically to have the ability to manage your emotions instead of your emotions managing you all the time. And that might sound easy, but, you know, anyone who's ever risen or you know, given their senses to any of their emotions or gotten lost in their emotions is a perfect example of how it's not necessarily easy. It might be a simple concept to understand, but it's not easy to manage your emotions. Or there's another side of it, being able to give in to your emotions when necessary, when it's the right time to do it, and not hold back and stifle your emotions when really they need to be let out. That's another sign of strength, being able to embrace the emotions that are necessary within any given moment. That's another one as well. You are stronger than you think. Strength isn't just something, you know, that other people have. Maybe you just need to look at things differently. Maybe you just need to look at yourself differently. Maybe you need to change things up. Maybe you need to do things in a different way. Maybe you need to reflect on the strength that you do have, that you know, haven't been giving yourself the credit for. When you know what you want and you know how to get it and you are willing to put in the hard work while allowing yourself to have the self-belief, then that really helps you to be a strong person. Let's go through that again. When you know what you want and you know how to get it and you're willing to put in the hard work, but you also have to have the self-belief, you know, then you are definitely on your way. If you're not already there, you're on your way to being a strong person, physically, mentally, emotionally. Now, there is a warning with strength, by the way, in any of these areas. Displaying strength, you know, it's not about displaying toughness. It's not about pretending you're tough. It's not about acting tough. It's about allowing yourself to be caring and honest and open and possibly even humorous when it would be easy to let the world or society turn you into a cynical or closed off person. And that's a good example of strength of character. Embrace who you are. And that's another, great example of inner strength. And inner strength is what we're talking about. Yes, it might require you to, reflect, have a good bit of self-reflection, to acknowledge your strengths that you already have, and to aspire and hope to acquire the extra strength in the areas of your life that, that you wish to add. And you might need to do a bit of reflection via meditation. You might need to do it with pen and paper. But see and imagine in your mind's eye the strength that you wish you had. See the strength that you do have. And just think about what we started off this episode with the question of what does strength mean to you? Have a think about that. Hit me up anytime, thesuccesssensei.com. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.